Maybe she is great.
She is not Miss Universe.
I'm Gabby. That's Jordan.
Red flag, red flag. I'm sure, I know I'm the villain in that story. Action.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
Today we are going to talk about weird dating stories, right? Is it kind of dating-y?
Mine wasn't dating. Was yours dating?
We were dating. Yeah. So weird dating stories. Kind of, but not.
I'm intrigued.
Check out my new sunglasses.
Are they not
Epic.
giving, like, modern Snooki? Because I feel like they are. Because you know the ones that... Do you know the Snooki ones?
Yes, it's just where they're like all blinked out.
You can't see.
Yeah.
This is like practical.
Practical Snooki.
And
That was going to be real loud because I was real close to the mic.
It's okay.
Practical Snooki. It's just giving. These were $10 at a farmer's market. Don't ask why they were at a farmer's market. I don't know. It's weird.
I should have went to that farmer's market.
You should have. You were invited and you just didn't come.
Oopsies.
No, definitely loving the sunglasses. I think that we should start a sunglass line since that's going to be our trademark. Screw the t-shirts, the merch. I think sunglasses are it for us. Does anybody know where we could make a sunglass line?
We gotta hit up Kris Jenner.
Oh. I was like, Kris who?
I feel like she knows. I hate the Kardashians and the Jenner family, but I feel like she would know.
Okay, well, Jordan's just gonna hit up Kris.
I'm gonna send her a DM. Hey, girl. Hey, girlie.
Hey, girl. So I heard you might have the in with
you
sunglasses.
You might have connections. I don't know.
I don't know, but
let us know if you do.
Okay, but that's actually going to be your guys' job. Someone let us know. Where can we make a sunglass line? Do you make sunglasses? Can you help us?
Yeah.
The algorithm brought you here.
How do you even make sunglasses? Like, t-shirts are easy, but like...
I'm sure these were made in China. Let's be real. Don't you think? They were $10. They were made in China.
Oh, for sure. Let me read mine. Made in Chennai.
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 These don't have anything on them, surprisingly.
Okay, so China.
China. They're made in China. But, anyways, they just make me feel like the reality star that I'm not. But
you're a celebrity. We're celebrities now.
We're the Z-list celebrities. On that note, I think that we should, be on a reality show.
Guys.
It's Jordan's life dream. It not
really
mine.
Is.
We're not the same.
And I posted it today on my Instagram story. Someone asked me what I dreamed about last night. And I just I don't know what I dreamed about last night. So I just made something up. And I was like, every day I dream about being on reality TV. I just feel like that is my moment. And I'm waiting for it.
I'm too afraid of my parents hating me forever. So I can't do reality TV. Sorry to burst everybody's bubble.
I think my family would expect it.
Oh, I see that for you, for sure.
So I don't think they'd be mad. They'd be like, you're chaotic and...
Chaotic, problematic.
Live your chaos.
It's Jordan. Hi. She's the problem. It's Jordan.
I'm okay with being the villain now. I just am. Don't want to address something, which I'm not going to, but I'm okay with being the villain. If you want to pay me on to be the villain, whatever.
I think one of, it's a very cliche quote, and everybody's seen it now, but I love the quote where it's you're the villain in somebody's story. Everybody's the villain in somebody's story.
For sure.
And I know I'm the villain in some people's stories. I think I've said it on a previous episode where I was like, I'm the villain in her story. And
that's okay.
It's really hard when you're a people pleaser to be okay with that. But some people just aren't going to like you. And that's okay.
Those people need therapy.
True.
So yeah.
But yeah, no, so I just feel like if I were to do reality TV, I could only do one that was more of a game showy, but I definitely couldn't be on Survivor or I have no physical abilities. I would not survive on Survivor. I'd be dead.
But we do want our producer to drop us off in the middle of the woods for 24 hours.
My producer, she means my fiance.
Our producer.
So Kyle, what we would really like, he's listening somewhere out there. You're listening, babe. We would really like you to pull a Dwight Schrute, Michael Scott scenario where you drop us in the middle of the wilderness with 4 items and say, good luck, have a good time, and then film us while we try and survive. I think we could try and go for 3 days.
No.
No?
Not 3 days.
I think I could make it 3 days and then I'd go crazy. But I'd be a vegetarian because I don't think I could kill... Not because I couldn't hunt or kill an animal. I think I'd try, but I'd be really bad at it. So we wouldn't catch any food, so we'd be eating leaves.
Isn't that poisonous?
Not all leaves, right?
Yeah, but we have to know which ones are and which ones aren't.
How about we start studying now?
For when we just randomly get dropped off in the woods. Producer, sorry, I keep calling you by your name. We'd like you to not tell us when you're going to drop us off.
Just one day, just pick us up
in the van.
In the van.
Push us out the
Very
door.
kidnappy. Okay.
With our... What would you bring? What are your 4 items?
Well, one of us has to bring a phone to document
Okay, no.
it, but there won't be service on it.
Okay, but phone, the battery pack, and the cord, those have to be 3 items.
Well, what if the battery pack and the cord are 1? I think we can make an exception.
Okay.
So that's 2. We need a knife.
Spear.
Spear or knife? Spear or knife?
Well, the spear kills the animal. The knife gets rid of the skin. But what about a lighter? But what about a lighter?
Yeah, we need a lighter. I'm not playing games without a fire.
But then we would need like a fire starter.
Okay, I got a better idea.
We're doing working.
Screw the phone. We'll have Kyle document it from the bushes. We don't need a phone. So that takes away 2 things already. We got a knife. We need a tent shelter. We need a lighter. And then the 4th one can be fun. What do you want it to be? Sunglasses. We bring our sunglasses. It protects us from the sun, and we look good.
You're right.
And when we get to look real mangy and we have giant circles under our eyes, no one will be able
some
to tell.
concealer. I'd like to bring that.
Some concealer.
I don't know. I feel like if we had our phones, we could find service, get Uber Eats, and then just have him drop us off. Like, can you take us with you?
But that feels cheating.
You know, no. It's survival of the fittest.
So basically, we can't go on Survivor. We're not made for it. We'll do our own version of Survivor.
I could never go on Survivor. Or, you know what? Naked and Afraid. Could not go on Naked and Afraid. I like the naked part, but the afraid part is just...
I think one of my favorite things on the internet, if you guys have not seen this, go watch it. If you have not seen it, you better go watch it. We'll watch it after this. Have you seen Leslie from Saturday Night Live and then Peter Dinklage, or whatever his name is, from Game of Thrones, in their SNL skit of Naked and Afraid?
No.
It is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Even my dad was just peeing himself laughing. So funny. We're going to watch it after. Okay. If you guys haven't seen that, that's my plug. I'll include a link on my stories per usual of things that I've said in here that you need to go do or see. That is one of them. Fantastic.
What show are you watching right now?
Last night I started one, what's it called? And I'm spacing on the name. It's with the bald guy from Devil Wears Prada, and he's a prisoner, and he's helping people solve cases from prison. Very interesting. And then I just finished Love is Blind.
That sounds like White Collar.
It's not, though.
Okay.
It's not. It's new. It's on Netflix.
Wait, you just started Love is Blind?
I finished Love is Blind.
Okay.
Have you started it?
I started season 1, episode 1. I'm about 20 minutes in.
I just finished the current season.
Okay. Someone told me to skip all the rest of the seasons and start with the current season.
No. Watch them all. They're all good. But it doesn't matter what order you watch them in. If you want to be up to trend with like all of the popular like stuff going on right now, then watch this season now. And then go back and watch the others later. Because the others are like, they're dead.
I don't know. I really couldn't get into season 1.
Watch this season. I mean, they're all problematic. I mean, if you want me to like get started on those characters, like there's some clear villains and there's some clear people that like deserve to be treated like freaking queens and kings. SK being one of them. Everybody out there that watched it, SK is my man. That man deserves to be a queen. I'm so glad him. Spoiler alert, warning. This is going to come out way after this, so you should have finished it by now if you're watching it. But SK and Raven, although they did not get married at the end, I'm so effing glad. I don't know why I said effing. I'm so fucking glad that Raven and SK stayed together. And like, I think it's really cute that they're just like, no, we love each other. We just like, we want to like actually like progress more and not get married. And I know that defeats the purpose of the show, but I appreciated their honesty and like where they were.
Are they together now?
Mm-hmm. They're still together.
That's cute.
Super cute. And then, I mean, obviously Alexa and Brandon, I think his name is. I mean, we stand Alexa and Brandon. He like loves her, and she's just like, she reminds me of you a little bit. Firecracker.
What's her name?
Alexa.
I'll look out for her when I watch it.
She's just got like this energy. She doesn't hold back. She'll be like, she's got a massive closet full of clothes, and like
that's why
she
I'm the
cleared
villain,
like
because I don't hold back.
Well,
and girls are jealous of my closet. I'm kidding.
Well, she cleared like 3 jackets out for him in her closet, and she's like, "Here you go."
Okay, literally that's my life.
And she's just so like she like talks about their sex life on the show. I just think it's so funny. Like, I feel like you give me Alexa vibes.
Have you seen the show Hot Ones? I think I texted you this.
Yes. I watched like a couple episodes.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
I feel like I was like working and I didn't really genuinely get into it.
It's so funny, especially like when they're like, they get to hot sauce number 5. And then they start sweating. And then they get to, there's this hot sauce, it's called Bomb.
Wait, you should tell them what this is about, because like when you hear Hot Ones, you think it's going to be like sexy people on a beach or something.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I feel like it's a very popular show right now. But Hot Ones is this guy, his name is Sean. I don't know what else he's from, but he seems to be very famous. He interviews celebrities. But while he's doing the interview, which, by the way, he's an amazing interviewer, he has them try 10 different hot sauces on wings. So it starts with like the least hot, like almost like a sweet spicy, and then it gets to like 10, which is like you're dying, like you feel like you're on fire hot. So how I found out about the show is I went back home to New York, and my parents have this road where all of their neighbors are best friends. Like, they hang out all the time. They go to each other's houses. They just, like, walk in. Or, like, hop the fence. Literally, I've seen them hop the fence to get into my parents' backyard to, like, go in the pool. And
That's all I want, though. I want, like, a neighborhood where I live with all of my friends.
Yeah, no, it's super cute. So there's this guy. His name is Joe. He has a brother, John. And they...
Joe.
Yeah, not JoJo. So he is, like, 2 houses down. And he's, like, the party house.
Okay.
He's single. His kids are all older. Like... very much the party house. So they watch this show. Like, it is like their religion, like their Bible. So they bought the hot sauce. And I'm not a spicy girl.
Oh, I can't
like,
do spice.
Cholula is like as spicy as I can get.
Do you know what's spicy for me? Pepper. Pepper's fucking spicy.
Me too.
I can't do pepper.
If
you put pepper on things, I'm like, I'm out. Sorry.
If Matt puts pepper on my steak, I'm like, I can taste you put pepper on it. And he's like, I didn't. And I'm like, no, you literally put pepper on it. And he's like, how could you even taste that? And I'm like, because I don't like pepper.
Because it's spicy. I had a friend one time put pepper on popcorn, and I went, you straight to jail.
Pepper
straight to
on
jail.
Popcorn?
Yeah.
That should be illegal.
Straight to jail.
What? Who is she? Are you still friends with her?
No.
Okay, well, good, because that was a red flag. Anyways, so they bought the hot sauce.
Okay.
And me and Matt were home visiting, and they were like, you guys should try this hot sauce.
You have to
and
try.
I was like, it's a no for me. Matt tried it. And it's one of those hot sauces where like you first taste it, and you don't taste anything, and then like 30 seconds later, you're like, oh my god. Yeah, so Matt did not eat for the rest of the day. Like, that's how bad it was. He started sweating, like his eyes were watering. Like, not crying, like his eyes were like sweating. Like, it was disgusting. So watching these stars taste this hot sauce is absolutely hilarious. If you want a good episode to watch Pete Davidson.
I've seen like bits and pieces of that on TikTok.
Pete Davidson was dying. Like, I felt bad for him. But I was like, maybe we should try hot sauces and watch everyone can watch us and laugh.
I don't know if that's good for my health. Actually, so side tangent, we were not going down this journey. This was not the plan for today's podcast, but now we're here, so I feel like I have to deliver this story. This is like just a good, funny story. I know we're not in this season for that. We're in the relationship season, but I'm going to tell this story anyways. So when I was a sophomore in high school, you know, like when you're like, there's a group of boys and they're doing dumb things, and like as a young girl, you're like, no, I could do that better. Yeah. Have you ever been in that scenario? Well, so there was this group of boys, and some kid brought a habanero to school, which is like...
What grade?
Sophomore. In high school.
Okay.
So this kid brought a habanero to school, which also feels like it should be illegal.
Ghost peppers also should be illegal.
Well, so he brings habanero, and all these boys are taking tiny little bits, and then they're like throwing up in the garbage because it's bad. And I was making fun of them because I was like, you guys are really dumb. And one of the little boys, this little obnoxious short blonde kid, his name is Spencer. If you're out there, Spencer. No, actually, that kid was funny. He lit a trash can on fire when we were in junior high, and he got expelled.
So he's a pyro.
I think he's got all sorts
Is he in Colorado?
I don't know where that kid is. He got expelled because he lit the garbage can on fire during school.
You'll have to tell me his last name later so I can look him up, do some research.
Let me know if you find him. But anyway, Spencer, if you're listening out there, which you're not because we're nobodies.
Let's be real. Spencer's in jail.
I should probably have used a fake name. So Spencer was like, well, Gabby, if you think like you're so badass, like you take a bite. And I didn't notice earlier that the boys had been taking tiny bites. Yo stuck the whole pepper in her mouth. Whole thing. I ate the whole thing. But the deal was when I ate it, I was like, okay, and if I swallow this and I don't throw it up like the rest of you little bitches, you guys have to buy me ice cream and milk all day long. Cause like.
And milk.
Well, so they say when you eat something spicy like that, the only thing that'll calm you is dairy.
Okay, that makes sense, but I thought maybe like you just liked milk.
No, I hate milk.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say milk is nasty.
Because water makes it worse. That's like, the boys warned me. They're like, so you can't have water, you need to have milk after. And I was like, okay, I'll do this and I'll eat this, but you guys have to buy me milk and ice cream the rest of the day.
Coffee too.
I mean, I was, 15, 14, I didn't drink coffee at this point in my life, and we didn't have any coffee. We didn't have coffee on campus. We're children. We're children, remember?
Wait, in high school?
Yeah, no one had coffee.
Oh.
I still got like really gross frappuccinos at Starbucks when we were on our coffee runs, you know?
I went to Dunkin' Donuts every day.
I see that for you.
But also,
not my journey.
I need to clarify. Dunkin' Donuts in New York is superior to any other state. Like, the Dunkin' Donuts in Florida is disgusting. I won't even get it.
I'm not a Dunkin' fan.
New York, though, it's a lot better. The water's different. They use different water, I swear.
Okay.
Bible.
Noted. Regardless.
Anyways.
I ate the pepper. So I had boys regularly throughout the day, because you know, like in high school, you go to this class and you go to this class.
Yeah.
And each class of boy was assigned to bring me a milk or an ice cream. And I sat like all through math class with my tongue on the ice cream. When I tell you my bowels were messed up for weeks, shit my pants the minute I got home. Like, just obliterated. My mom was kind of mad at me. She's like, why are you so dumb? That was dumb. Why'd you do that?
I literally, the second I ate that, I would have texted my mom, you need to come get me right now.
I made it through the whole day. I was not well, but I didn't throw up.
Were you sweating?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweating. Actually, the worst part about it was I had the worst stomach ache forever. It felt like it was days that I had that stomach ache.
Oh my god.
But shout out to Spencer, bringing habaneros.
Spencer, I hope you turned your life around. Because I'm worried about you.
You lit a trash can on fire.
That's a lot. That's too much.
You know something that we need to work on this podcast after
not laughing like we're psychopaths?
Well, so I like that. Like that.
No.
Unless you watch the YouTube, you don't really understand that, like, half of the stuff that Jordan has to cut out is us
literally laughing. Like,
silent. Like that. Like that. And that's how we genuinely laugh. So I feel like everybody on Spotify and Apple are listening and they're like, why is it quiet?
Do you ever watch the TikTok videos where it's like guys like making fun of people who laugh like that and they're like like, it is so funny, and then I start doing it, and then Matt is just sitting there like, what is happening?
You guys are the same. Send those to me. I've never seen that. But
next time I come across one, I will send it to you.
Love that.
So good.
So anyways, our takeaways from all these TV things is I think that everybody should apply for us to be on The Circle. Because wouldn't it be great if Jordan and I went into The Circle together?
Yeah.
I think we'd be really funny. Yeah. I think we could win. And if we win, what can we give the fans if we win? What would we surprise them with?
Truly, I don't know. A meet and greet?
A meet and greet for all 5 of our friends.
Hello.
If
what can we give away?
If we go in The Circle and we win, we for sure will let Kyle drop us off in the wilderness for at least a day or 2.
Okay.
You could do 2 days. I believe in you.
Like full days or like 9 to 5? Because I don't.
Jordan,
can I bring
for the fans
a blow up mattress already blown up?
We can have a whole tent set up.
Okay, so like the whole tent set up, everything inside is like our one item.
You're done. You're done.
We had coffee before this, and my stomach is unwell right now.
I asked her if she had to poop before this, and she goes, "No, I think I can make it."
I am holding in so much.
Oh,
Look at my stomach.
it's a baby. Baby Z list coming 2020 800.
2020 800.
It doesn't exist.
I was gonna say, what year would that even be?
It doesn't exist. We just got back from Vermont.
Oh, Vermont was a good time.
That's the Joe reference that I cackled at earlier.
Yeah.
We had a taxi driver that, as much as he said he was a taxi driver, it was just a man in the middle of nowhere with a car that took all 8 of us everywhere.
Literally,
Named Joe.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I really need to go to the bathroom. I think I'm gonna shit myself.
We're gonna pause. We'll be back. We've never paused before.
Holy shit. We're back.
Ma'am.
Unwell.
Are you okay?
But we're back. No.
Are you okay?
Because I just found out I'm in Shark Week right now. And I was not expecting that to happen.
Well, that explains. I don't think it's just the coffee then. I think it's a lot of things.
I cannot wait to lay in bed. I'm not going to the Lightning game tonight. No. I'm canceling.
You're canceling?
I'm canceling. I cannot leave my house.
Do you want to go to the movie?
No. I can't leave my house. I need to go lay in bed.
That's gonna be pissed.
Do not care.
He's like, I'll go by myself.
He can watch football from the iPad. No, we're supposed to go with friends. So our couple friends who are expecting in January. Yeah.
How cute.
Mm-hmm. Their baby's due in January.
Oh, the ones you spent 4th of July with, right?
Yeah. Her twin is in town, looking at apartments because she wants to move here, and they listen.
Hi guys, nice to meet you.
They're our YouTube followership. But yeah, so we're supposed to go with them. I am unwell.
We better apologize to her then right now for your already canceled.
So sorry. It's okay. I will literally see you in like 2 weeks.
Well, I can't wait to meet you guys.
Yes.
My loyal only fan base.
They love YouTube.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love
YouTube people.
I mean, we're getting more into YouTube. You know what I think? Like, since it's such a visual thing, I feel like next time we film, we should put on extremely extravagant dresses, and we'll know how many people actually watch the YouTube versus listen. Yeah. Because people will comment on the outfits. Dresses, yeah. Should we do that? I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, I think so.
You know I've got an endless supply.
No, when people actually listen to the whole thing, well, 1, because we can see the stats, but 2, because they'll actually, like, quote one of us. And I'm like, you listen till the end.
You get it.
Same thing with my wedding video.
Yeah.
Like, at the end, like, after they did everything, they put in, like, a
little note of you.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, and Matt goes, oh my god, it looks like a Marvel film. Because they always had little Easter eggs.
Well, no, I loved that part in the fact that you're like, do I sign my ring?
Yeah. I didn't know.
I loved it.
So and they were like, don't do that. No.
So I think next time we just, I have no shortage of supply of outrageous clothing. So, like, I think we just throw one of those on.
I'm going to explain this to you. Think of Mount Everest with shoes, dresses, and hangers. You know how everyone, actually, you guys are going to understand this. You know how everyone has the chair? The chair is right behind what we're filming on.
Should I flip it?
The chair.
I'm actually embarrassed. It's not normally like this, guys. I'm just having a bad week. That's the chair. This is the depiction right now of Instagram isn't real kind of vibes. You know, like,
for sure, Instagram is not
here's
real.
us. This looks so cute, so put together. Well, I took all of those clothes off this couch to do this. Jordan couldn't sit here this morning. I
literally, like, when we went to Vermont, we took really cute pictures and we posted cute videos. If you saw our room when we checked out on, I think it was Thursday morning, oh my god.
Not good.
No. I thought they were gonna, like, yell at us. Like, that's how bad it was. The rugs were upside down. Like, the bed.
Full destruction.
Me and Kelsey's bed was, like, against the wall when it was in the middle of the room.
This is a nice hotel, too. It's not like a joke. Like, it's a really nice
it was
hotel.
really nice. Like, their continental breakfast was, like, sit down, have someone serve you. Like, a 4-star meal. Justin, we miss you.
Justin helped me with my Instagram captions in the mornings.
Justin
and then he was concerned. He'd ask the next morning, he'd be like, so did she use it?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I did use your caption.
Justin.
We miss you, Justin. If
If-
you're listening, he's not listening.
If that hotel ever gets rid of Justin, actually he might be. We have some listeners.
In Stowe, Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
That's because we made our mark in Stowe, Vermont.
Yes, and I think we should go back.
I think
In the winter, though.
I think we should give it a little bit first before we go back there. We should do an episode talking about our experience in Stowe, because that's literally a whole episode in itself. And we're on a relationship season right now. And we've
Yeah.
done everything but relationship. In this
I blacked
conversation.
out the last night.
She did more than blackout. But like I said, I think this just has to be addressed at a later date.
Yeah, we'll address it.
So
once I'm over it and can watch the videos, then we'll address it.
I watch the videos twice a day. They're so funny.
Once in the morning, once at night.
It's how I fall
to
asleep.
remind yourself. It's literally like a Netflix show.
It is.
Watching all those videos.
Between that and then me in New York is just like
Oh, you in New York. You in New York.
a mess. But that's what makes us the dynamic duo. It's great. When I'm a mess, she's not. When she's a mess, I'm not.
Yes.
Beauty.
You need balance.
Need balance.
If I know Gabby's gonna go on a spiral, I can't spiral. If I'm gonna go on a spiral, she can't spiral.
Sometimes we do spiral together,
But
and it's funny.
we don't spiral downwards. Like, it's not a bad spiral. It is, we spiral upwards. We only go up. We get drunk, but like, we're not
It's
a
kind
mean
of
drunk. We're not a mad drunk. We're not fighting people drunk. We are loving drunk. We're talking about nachos drunk. We made it home.
if you think about it, our spiral upwards is slightly like a tornado, really destructive,
Yeah,
but it's moving up in line.
it is.
And it's taking everything with it. We're a tornado. Oh, we're a tornado. So much better than being an earthquake.
Oh, an earthquake. Oh no. If you by yourself were any natural disaster, what would you be?
That's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
My first gut reaction just was to say a lightning storm, but I feel like that's really loud, and I'm not loud.
Okay.
You know who's a lightning storm? Kelsey.
Kelvin.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
We love you, but you're loud.
I
And you get louder when you're
Wait.
drunk.
I feel like this needs to be addressed right now when we were talking about what kind of animal everyone would be in the car. Or dog. What kind of dog? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That
What
was
did you
funny.
guys say I was? I can't remember. We said Anais was a chihuahua, and that was about the funniest thing that I've ever heard in my life.
I don't remember what we said you were.
Or no, sorry, we said Kelsey was
Yeah.
a chihuahua, and she got all upset at me.
She
was like, "You are
It's
a chihuahua."
okay.
She's loud, and she's little, and she's mighty, and she's adorable, and that is that.
Yeah. I
as
don't
far
think
as
she's.
natural
I don't think
disaster-
she's loud. I think she talks. She's a talker.
She's a talker.
That's it.
Well, and lightning talks. Thunder and lightning talk to each other.
Okay.
And I could see Kelsey sitting in a corner when she's drunk talking to herself. That just feels on brand. I'm sorry, this is not a roast Kelsey moment. We love you so
Wait, you know
bad.
what's funny is there's a video of me and Anais at the bar in Vermont, and Kelsey's like talking, and I think she was trying to talk to the waitress, but it full on in the video looks like she's talking to herself. So
It's on brand. What would you be as a natural disaster? I need more thinking time.
I feel like I'd be a tropical storm,
I could see that.
not a hurricane. Tropical storm.
Okay.
Hurricane causes too much damage, and tropical storm is like here for a little bit, cause a little bit of damage, and then I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Hurricane is like, I'm going to make you suffer for 6 months to 2 years.
Vengeful.
Yeah.
That would be all my Scorpios out there. My Scorpios are
Okay.
hurricanes or tsunamis.
Oh, I've never. Where do they get tsunamis?
Asia.
I want to watch a video of one. I
No,
don't
you
think
don't.
I've ever
They're
seen
scary.
one.
There's nothing scarier to me than a tsunami or like tidal waves because like you have nowhere to go. You better just hope that like you can find surface of water. Those scare me. Hurricanes you can prepare for. You know they're coming. Like there's a storm that goes with it. You know what's happening.
Wait, so you don't know a tsunami's coming? It just
hits. It's usually actually
Oh.
right after an earthquake.
okay.
It's like like those plate
Yeah.
tectonics still shift, and then you get bam the tidal wave, and you see the videos and it's people, they're just having a nice day on the beach, nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden the wave just takes them out. It's scary.
I wish my science teacher, like when we did this, explained it like that because it was boring when he did.
I mean, I'll show you
This
videos
is
later, but it's
interesting to
like
me.
terrifying.
So never go to Asia.
No, never. I think if I were a natural disaster, I'd be a haboob.
What the hell is a haboob?
All my Arizona people know where my heart's at.
A haboob?
A haboob is a dust tornado. You know those spirals you see in the desert?
Is that what it's really called?
They're called haboobs.
Nope. I need confirmation from other people.
I'll look it
Not
up. I'll
people-
show you.
Say, oh, we just got hit with a haboob.
Haboob.
It sounds like you're getting like knocked
A
out.
haboob is a type of intense dust storm
Oh.
carried on an atmospheric gravity current, also known as a weather front. Haboobs occur regularly in dry land area regions throughout the world. So we have them all the time in Arizona. When I used to live in Arizona, they're
You
really
need
popular.
like a gas mask?
No, usually you see them as like a little spiral out in the desert while you're driving. Like I used to just
so
see
it's
them
like,
all the time.
It's like a water spout if you're on the ocean.
Ooh, maybe I'm a water spout.
Yeah. Water spouts are cool if you've never seen one.
These are really intense haboobs. That's really not
Yeah,
the
that
haboob I was
is-
talking about.
That looks scary.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's
That's
like
like
a
a dust storm.
Horror movie.
Let me look up baby haboob. I just want a little spiral. I want to show. I have videos somewhere deep in my camera roll, but like usually it's just like a little dust tornado, and they're like
Okay.
out like while you're driving, and we'll be like, ah, haboob. I don't know. I think I'm a haboob because they're kind of funny. They're kind of cute. That looks scary. That feels different.
Yeah,
to me.
that looked like Final Destination.
A little
Like
bit.
truly. Okay. Wow.
I
How
think
did
we need
get
to
here?
start the episode. We
How
need
did
to start.
we get here?
This is the longest intro we've ever had in our
But
lives.
also, what did we start talking about? Do you remember?
We were spiraling upwards.
No. First sentence when we started recording.
Who knows?
Okay.
Anyways, do you want to go first today, or do you want me to go first?
Mine's like super short, so I'll go first.
Okay. Perfect.
I feel like I've kind of prepped you for this. So when I was in high school, there was this guy. He didn't go to our high school, but he owned the gas station that we all went to.
The gas station.
The gas station.
Okay.
And some people are gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, and some people aren't, and that's okay. Just know he owned, or his parents owned the gas station.
Okay, I was gonna
And
say
he-
he owned the gas
He
station.
worked at the gas station 24/7, and I think now he owns it in some other ones. It's like a family
business passed
Yeah.
down.
So he had money.
Okay.
At this point in my life, I only cared about money. Literally only cared about money. I was like, money will make me happy. I'm marrying rich no matter what. No matter what, I will not struggle in life because I'm going to marry rich. I didn't marry rich. Which is fine because I'm very happy. But he was rich.
You don't need to marry rich because remember, you are the rich man.
It's true. I am.
You are the rich man.
Anyways, so I hung out at this gas station because, you know, he had like the pens. It was like when pens were like super big or jewels or whatever. So we hung out there all the time. My friend had a crush on him.
Okay. And you stole him.
No, I didn't
You
steal
stole
him.
this
He
man.
didn't like her. He liked me for whatever reason. And I was not nice to him, so I don't know why he liked me.
Because
But-
boys love a mean girl.
There was one day I was babysitting down the road. Boys do love a mean girl. Oh my god. They do.
They like you more when you are not interested and you're mean. Unless they're your soulmate or like your actual person, then they actually just like you. Like I was never mean to Kyle and Kyle loves me. But I was very mean to other boys in the beginning.
Okay, so I was babysitting down the road and we were texting and I was like, LOL, like I'm down the road. And he was like, okay, like come over. So I go over. He
To
had
the
a-
gas station?
To the gas station.
Come over to
the
the
gas
gas
station.
station.
So then he was like, oh, like, do you want to, like, go to my house? Like, my parents are in, he said another country. I don't remember what he is, so I don't remember the country. But they were visiting in that country, which they do often. Hence why he was at the gas station 24/7, like, watching over. So we go to his house.
Do they not
and-
have any other employees?
No. I think they might have had, like, one. I mean, I'm sure now they do, but at this time, no.
So like
It was
he
like
just
him.
lived, slept, ate at the gas station.
Yeah, I think he had one that would do like an overnight sometimes, or like vice versa.
Or like when he was at school?
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. Did he ever go to school? Truly, I don't know.
You just like made friends with the guy that owns the gas
I don't even
station.
remember how we met him. His name is in the notes on my phone. But anyways. So he's like, come over to my house. So I go to the gas station. I leave my car at the gas station and sketch. Sorry, Mom. We get into his really, really nice car, and I'm like living. I'm like, wow, I am the queen. So we go to his house. We're like, making out on the couch, and he's like, let's go to like upstairs. I'm like, okay, sure. We go upstairs. Needless to say, nothing happened because as soon as he took his pants off, not kidding, and I've never been so scared in my life because he had a micro penis. Like a legit micro penis. Like if you look up micro penis on your phone, like that's what it was.
I know we all have. Everybody is guilty of having looked up a micro penis.
It was real. It's a real thing. I thought it was a myth. No.
Did he say anything about it? Did he address it? Did he give any warning?
No.
What did he expect? You just were not going to notice?
He was like, like, is it big enough for you? And I was like, sir, can you bring me home?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I had to, like, make up a lie. I don't remember what I made up, but I was like, oh my god, like, it's an emergency, like, I really have to go home. And he was like, okay, fine. And I was like, alright.
How many times do you think that's happened to that guy?
I don't know. I don't feel bad about it. I don't regret it. I just wish that there was some warning. Because I truly was like, that's a
I feel
myth.
like if he had prepared you, like, well, I'm sure seeing that in person for the first time, you're like a little shocked. You should warn people. Just warn somebody. On both ends. If it's small or if you're walking around
too
with
big.
If you're walking around with an elephant trunk, warn people.
Oh my god.
I think it's because, like, we don't have to do any warning because it's like either you see our boobs, they're there. Everything else down there, it's like, it's not all the same, but like,
yeah,
to guys, it's kind of all the same. Whereas, like,
it was giving Mr. Chow from The Hangover. That scene, you know the scene I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Jordan was Mr. Chow for Halloween.
I was.
It was great. I was Stu. I did have the tattoo on my face. I'm sure you guys have seen pictures.
And the missing tooth.
I did. I drew it on with mascara. I don't know how long that actually lasted.
It lasted most of the night.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Mascara on your teeth, it works. I thought for sure
waterproof?
No.
What brand?
One of those over there.
One of them.
One of the 8 that exist in that cabinet over there.
Yeah, so that was nerve-wracking.
Okay, so my story is giving small dick energy.
Okay. Hate that.
So, like, kind of the same. You know? They correlate.
Same, but different.
same, but different. So I had decided, we've already talked about, and I don't know if this episode is upcoming because I'm not sure about our order or if this is something that we've already talked about. But we talked about exes and we talked about my ex who was the British one. We broke up. I was just like chilling. That's when I decided I was going to do van life. And I built the van. I was ready to go. And maybe like a month before I was going to leave, I was hanging out with my friend Kate. She lived on Harbor Island.
Okay.
You know where that is? So like there's all the little cute cafes over there. And they have this little bar over there that we used to go to all the time because at the time I was still living in Channelside. And I would just walk over to her and we'd go to that bar and we'd sit at that bar. And there's always like this old lady with like her pearls that would come on. And like she was just chill. Like it was like old people, but like a fun time. Well, she's like, oh, well, I'm dog sitting for this guy. He has this dog. And I've been watching his dog for him. I was like, oh, how sweet. And then she's like, but he's going to come and pick up the dog right now. So like he's going to meet us at this bar. Yeah. This guy walks up. He gets his dog. He's cute. But you know, like that level of like sarcasm that like you don't know if they're being serious or not.
Yes, like people who aren't good at sarcasm.
Like, is it your personality or are you being like a jokester?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to shit on people's astrology signs. And don't worry, we have an astrology season coming. But this boy was a Cancer, and I will not fuck with Cancer men. I just won't. This like
wait,
put
what
a
month is that?
That's your May June area, or June July area. One of the two. I can't remember. I think it's June July. It's June July is Cancer. I've had some Cancer girlfriends too that we are no longer friends anymore. I just don't mesh well with Cancers. Some people say so. Like there's some signs you don't get along with that are very like I don't get along with these kind of men, but the girls are fine. Yeah. Or I don't get along with these kind of girls, but the men are fine. This is the one sign out of all of the zodiac signs that I don't get along with the men or the women. You know, like the girl that gave me a really hard time at a photo shoot a while back. She's a Cancer.
Yes.
One of my ex-best friends, who's an influencer, is a Cancer. I mean, we're not going to drop names at all. But it was just a girl that we weren't meshing with. She really liked to shit on my relationship when I first started dating Kyle. I think it comes from a place of jealousy. She doesn't get along with any of the other Tampa influencers.
Girls are just jealous in general, and you can say you're not, but every girl has a little bit of jealousy in them.
Oh, I get jealous of people all the
sure.
time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm like, wow. The only like description I can think of right now is like, oh wow, she has a dump truck. Jealous.
Booty.
Should I get a BBL? Probably not, but that made me want to.
I mean, I definitely feel like the most important thing with jealousy is like acknowledging that you have it.
Yeah.
And then like I like to do like a little, this is, you know, self-help talk now. This is no longer self-destruction talk. But I like when I get jealous to acknowledge the jealousy and then remind myself of something that, and this might sound bad, but like I feel like it really is helpful with my negative thoughts. Remind myself of something that I have that they don't. And it like rebalances things. Okay, I don't have that and they have that, and that's great. But I have this and they don't have that. So we're different.
Yeah.
You know, like and I don't know if that's bad. Maybe someone will tell me no, that's not healthy either, because like now you're pointing out somebody else's issues. But I think it's just something I do in my own head. I don't point it out to other people, but it makes me remember that there's balance in the world, and just because you don't have this and you're given this, like it all is balanced.
Yeah.
But Cancer women and men, I can't do it. Like they're a water sign. To me, they're crybabies, but some people say no. They're very loving.
Okay.
But I feel like a lot of the times the love is conditional on if they're getting something out of it. For me personally. And this is not me shitting on my Cancers out there. Like, I'm sure some of you are great. I'm sure also it has a lot to do with your other placements. Like, I know I'm getting you more into that kind of stuff, but like it's not just about being a sun Cancer. Like, where's your moon? Where's your like rising? Stuff like that. But I will say the Cancer suns that I have encountered, nightmare. Fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Like Pisces women, my favorite. I get along with a lot of Aquarius women as well. Sagittarius women, I do well with you. I've had my mix and waves with Sagittarius women.
I feel like there's two types of Sagittarius.
Well, I like your moon placement too, which helps because like it makes us handle conflict or talk to each other very easily, whereas like some Sagittarius aren't very good at that.
Which I am not very good at, but I'm learning to be good at that.
You have the emotional
growth.
You have the emotional maturity to like when in the right setting, talk things out, and I think that's important.
Oh my God.
There's a cat outside.
What's in her mouth? She's
a lizard. It's a lizard.
What?
There's a cat out the window.
She literally full on had a lizard in her mouth.
Yeah, welcome to Florida. Also, I live on a street with a billion stray cats. They just hang out.
That just happened.
Yeah, it did. So anyways, Cancer man. Not a fan. This guy walks up. He is, obviously, I would not have brought this up unless, you know, he were a Cancer man. He's a Cancer man.
Okay.
And we start, like, dating. Like, he is asking me out on dates. We're physically hanging out in a group setting. I never once had a sexual encounter with this guy. I remember I stayed the night once. But it was just because we were all drinking, and I think, like, a couple of us stayed the night.
Yeah.
But I liked him. I made it very apparent that I was like, I'm leaving in the van for a couple of months. Like, I'm not going. This is not a thing.
Yeah.
And then he got really upset and butthurt, which is very Cancer, because, like, he got emotional about it and was, like, all sad and, like, depressive about it. And was like, you can't go. Tried to tell me I couldn't go. And was like, no. Like, I spent, like, $25,000 on this car. Like, I'm leaving.
Toxic.
Yeah, very toxic. And it's funny because the girl friendship that I had that was really close, she was also very toxic. Like making me feel bad about my body all the time. Or
oh, that's the worst.
I think one of the worst things that, like, she would say consistently that really bothered me was she'd be like, I'm holding space for you. Like, she therapist taught me, but in a demeaning way. So now Kyle and I have this joke.
Where is this girl right now?
Tampa. No, that Kyle and I have had this conversation before. Or not, we make this joke now all the time. We're like, when we're like sarcastic fighting, we're like, I'm holding space for your feelings.
New line.
Because she used to say that all the time when I'd call her out for her bad behavior. She'd be like, well, I'm holding space for your feelings, but I'm not sorry because that's your perception of me. And I'd be like, but you physically did it? Like, I'm eye-twitching as I think about it, because it's like, she would do things and say, like, she was sorry for my perception of her, but would never apologize for what she did. And I was like, no, this is an action you did. I'll never.
So she tries to, like, manipulate you, but, like, you really just weren't taking it.
Well, like, there was this, right before I left, this actually kind of all correlates because it was all happening at the same time. So I was dealing with this girl who's a Cancer and this guy that was a Cancer. And, like, they were both, like, fucking with my mentality, my headspace. The guy is like, I don't want you to leave. You need to stay here. She was, like, trying to, like, throw, like, goodbye things for me. That was the hard part. It's, like, when she was good, she was a really good friend.
Yeah.
But it's, like, so one day she wanted to go on a boat. And she, like, rented a boat. And she invited a ton of her, like, model friends that were from out of town. And they're all beautiful. And, like, I... by no means overweight, but I've struggled with body dysmorphia for basically the majority of since college till now.
Yeah.
And I put on a lot of weight when I was dating my ex, and I put on even more weight while I was in the van, and like happy relationship weight and stuff like that. And this girl like planned this whole boat experience, but told me the day of, morning of, at 9 a.m. and said, be at my place at 11. And I was staying at my friend Tamika's house at the time, and all of my clothes were at my other friend Jess's house, and they lived 30 minutes apart. So I was like, I don't have time to go get a swimsuit. Like, I don't fit into Tamika's because we're not the same size. I was closer to this girl's size than I was to Tamika's, and I was like, can I please borrow a swimsuit? And she goes, well, what size do you need? I was like, I mean, a medium, or like I could fit into a small, but my boobs might be too big, so like I might need a medium for the top. She goes, well, I only have extra smalls. And I was like, you know what, I can...
Bitch!
Well, so I go, you know what, I think I can make it work. Like,
what?
I was like, if you have like an old one that you don't mind, like I think I can make it work. And she goes, honestly, my swimsuits are really expensive and I just don't want you stretching them out, and your body's going to stretch my swimsuits out. And then she goes, but why don't you just wear a t-shirt? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to come on your fucking boat with all your model ass friends and wear a t-shirt. That's not humiliating. Humiliating. So I said, okay, I'm not coming. And then she berated me for like hours on like how she only did this for me and how selfish of me and blah, blah, blah. And so I just didn't answer for a couple of days. And then she left me a voicemail, like, apologizing and saying she's sorry if she, like, made me feel bad, but that wasn't her intention. And I was like, you literally just fat shamed me in your own way. And I was like, you're dumb. And that wasn't even the end for me. I continued to pursue that friendship for even longer after that. It didn't end for, like, 6 months until 6 months after. So it's just, like, the Cancer energy. It's, like, the...
I would have showed up naked. I literally would have walked
with
on
all of their boyfriends there.
Completely naked.
Hi.
Yeah.
Um,
or painted a swimsuit on.
And, like, I have so many stories about her I could talk about where it was, like, just emotionally manipulative. And I know to this day she still doesn't see that. Like, I know, like, even if she decides to ever listen to the podcast, which, if she did, it's because she's snooping. But, like...
I hope you listen to this episode and realize that you need a therapist.
It hurt for a really long time, to the point where I spent half of my time while I was in California in the van, like, 2 months after that. That I wore a t-shirt on the beach. I didn't wear a swimsuit, and like I spiraled body-wise for so long after that. She also, that whole trip after I met Kyle, continuously was sending me like memes degrading, like, oh, your boyfriend of the month again, or like degrading my relationship, and it was just really
so she
nasty.
Literally was just jealous.
That's the vibe I get. She's had the same boyfriend for a very long time. He's way older than her. They've been together for a lot of years, and he still hasn't proposed. I know everything she's the epitome of that girl that does everything for social media. It's never like we're just here to live in the moment. It's I'm here to document it. Yeah. But then on her social media, it's very, oh, like I took space to not be on social media this weekend. But then it's like clips of like anything that she could have done aesthetic this weekend. So it's like she's, at least I'll own, like I'm filming everything. It's a little bit of my hustle mentality, and like some people might think it's bad or toxic, but like I film everything and we put everything online because we enjoy it, and for us we know it's our job.
I mean, right now we're putting everything.
I'm putting this, and I never planned on talking on her. Literally, we've gone so off topic for this episode, but I feel like this is almost therapeutic in the sense that like she's the opposite. She's very like performative, and then very like, oh, I'm not obsessed with social media, but then she spends like hours on content, and her content is beautiful. I will say that. She is very talented, great camera skills, gorgeous job. She's like a brand's dream. She creates great branded content. I
feel like this is, and I feel like we're going to talk about influencers, but I've noticed a lot of influencers are fake that I didn't realize when I first met them. Yeah. And now that, like, I've gotten to know a lot of people, I'm like, wow, you're genuinely fake. Like, you're really fake. And that's what I feel like influencers are right now. Especially the ones who are, like, I'll say, like, what do we call them? Like, the naked girls on Instagram. The ones that,
IG
like,
models.
Post
Those
their
are
body.
IG models.
Yeah.
They're not influencers. I think influencer got a bad name because, like, in the beginning, IG models were influencers. But now influencers are people that are influencing you to try certain things, do certain things via our social platforms and channels, sharing our lives with you. And I think that's what influencers are. Influencers are normal ass people.
Yeah.
I slept
You
in
just saw
yesterday. I
her
got up
room.
early today. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you saw how messy my room was. Like, I'm an influencer. I influence you to make choices via either brands that I love or influence you to listen to us. Or that's influencing. IG modeling is the girl that every picture's a bikini post. Every now and then, I mean, I'll throw up a bikini post every now and then.
If
I'm feeling confident, if it makes me feel better, if it's a cute beach shot, like, totally.
But that's not my content. If I wanted that to be my content, I would get an OnlyFans.
Yes, exactly.
And make money off of it.
So, I mean, we've sidetracked so hard, but she is very much that type. Not necessarily, like, swimsuity, but she's she's gorgeous. She's a gorgeous girl.
Was the girl who introduced you to this man?
No.
Okay.
They were just both cancers and both acting super toxic at the same time.
Okay.
So, like, there was a lot of overlap. She did make fun of me a lot for dating this guy, called him a flavor of the month, too. Like, it was just, like, a thing. And it was never that I was dating a lot of boys. It's just, like, she had been in a relationship for so long that to her, it was like, oh, my God, Gabby's dating someone again. Like, it was just always making me feel bad. That girl made me feel like shit so many times. It was just ridiculous. But, so I'm dating this guy. We're going out. And I basically tell him, I'm like, no, I'm going in the van. So we stopped talking. And this is, like, a month before I left. And then about a week before I left, he asked to meet up again. I met up with him at a coffee shop. Very glad I met up with him at a coffee shop. Because, so we met up at a coffee shop. I had been at his house countless times. He was very good friends with my friend Kate. Mm-hmm. And, like, so he was trustworthy, which it goes to show you this actually could have ended really badly and really dangerously. But, like, it goes to show you how you can't really trust anybody.
Anyone.
Like, I had been dating this guy for a while. It's not like this was a Hinge, like, hookup or a bar, like, somebody I went home with from a bar. Like, I don't do that stuff because I know how unsafe it is. It's, like, the little crime junkie I am. But when we went to coffee, and then he was like, hey, like, I have something. At that point, I'd been moving, and I had sold a ton of things on Facebook Market, and I felt like I was, like, a self-proclaimed expert of Facebook Market. And he was like, I have something I need to sell on Facebook Market. Will you help me come list it? And I was like, sure. Went back to his house. This man, mind you, rewind a little bit, that earlier month where he was all really depressive too, I blame a lot of it on the fact that he had to rehome his dog. Like, the dog had a lot of issues. He couldn't take care of it, so he rehomed the dog. So he no longer has the dog. So in hindsight, this doesn't sound as sketchy as it really actually felt. Yeah. But, you know, I go back to his place, and what he wants to list is this giant dog cage. And it's, like, huge. And his dog was big, but not that big. And when I say this was, like, extreme grade level metal dog cage that a human could fit in, dead ass. And I remember feeling so uncomfortable. He's asking me to list it. I did list it for him, but I made him take pictures and send them to me, and I never met up with him again. I felt like he was, like, testing me out to see, like, if I would get in the dog cage. Like, it was just the most awkward. Like, he was like, yeah, like, you know, it's, like, really sturdy. And I was like, I have to go. I just got a call from Kate. I gotta leave. Like, he's like, okay, well, I'll send you pictures and you list it. And I was like, okay. I did list it. I still have it on Facebook Market. I'll pull it up. Obviously, it's not, like, I think he ended up selling it.
My head is spiraling right now.
Like, doesn't it just make you think of so many bad scenarios that could have gone wrong?
Yes. Wait, while you're playing those up, I have kind of a crazy story, and it's not my story. It's someone else's that told me this. She was in college, and she went out with her friends. There might be parts of the story that are missing. Again, it's not my story. She went out with a group of girls, and when you're a freshman in college, you get drunk. Like, that's just what you do. You get drunk with your friends, you go out. Apparently, this girl was, like, notorious for just, like, leaving with, like, guys. Mm-hmm. So they were like, oh, she, like, probably left with a guy this night. Okay. Next morning, she has to call someone to pick her up from, like, the train tracks. Because she ended up at the train tracks. And they pick her up, and they get back, and, like, later that day or, like, the next morning, she notices that she has, like, a rash, like, all over her. She's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is going on? So she goes to the doctor, and they said it's from... that she's probably either had sexual contact or swapped saliva with someone who's eating human flesh.
Okay, you just told my story, ma'am.
Oh, is that your story?
And you told it completely wrong, and it is a true story.
No, that's not your story. It was before I met you. It's from a high school friend.
See, I have
Yeah.
this saved for our true crime episode.
Yeah.
Crap. Okay, different but similar
Okay.
scenario. That was in the U.S.
Yeah, I think it was in like Pennsylvania, if I'm remembering correctly.
I feel like this story has actually been manipulated a lot over the years and has been spread around different places, and it makes me start to think it might not be as true as we thought. That story was told to me when I lived in Australia from one of the girls that I lived with, the girl that she worked at a restaurant with. The story happened to her, and it happened while she was studying abroad in New Zealand. And to me, the Pennsylvania, I could see how it could be true. The New Zealand one, what felt so real to me when I heard the story, which I can tell the whole story at a later date. I don't know if I will now, because now I'm kind of like questioning if it's real. It was that he had put lotion on her. He had given her a massage that night. And this is something that like was said to my friend Kate from the girl it happened to.
Yeah.
And he put like some massage oil or something on her and was massaging her, and then she broke out in a rash and her back was like flaking off in chunks, and she went to the doctor, and she was supposed to have dinner with him the next night at his house. He was going to cook for her, and like all these doctors freaked out. They like called a doctor in Australia and were like, what's going on here? And then the police came and basically made her like give all of this information and all of this stuff about this guy. I'm telling the story now, so I'm just going to tell you. She had met him at a bar in New Zealand while she was studying abroad. And basically, and like I said, I don't know how much this is so second, third hand. I don't know how much of this has been manipulated, but the doctors were like, you can't go back to see him. The cops like got all of his information. Well, it turns out whatever he put on her skin was something that's used in ancient New Zealand culture to prep the skin for eating or for cooking. And his whole plan was for when she came back for dinner that night to kill her. Well, they went into his house and they apparently found 8 bodies.
Oh.
So now I'm wondering, like, because that
Here's the
sounds
thing.
real similar.
It does. That last part, no. I know for a fact she didn't get a massage. But I know she like made out with him. I don't know if they had like full-on sex. I think these stories are real, and I think like this whole like eating human flesh thing is more common than.
Do you think like the media kind of like doesn't talk about
for
it?
sure.
Or report
And
it?
I think the police don't in a lot of cases, unless it's like huge, like the Jeffrey Dahmer case.
Well, I was gonna tell this as like a true crime episode, but now I guess like I just told it all. So maybe we can talk about, maybe we both go and do some separate research, because like those stories are so eerily similar that I'm like wondering if this is just an old wives' tale. So I think we should do some serious research, and we should, on our conspiracy theory season, talk about maybe like, you know, what we think mainstream media might be hiding, what's more common than we realize. That could be a good episode.
Here's the thing, if you look at like the FBI top 10 most wanted list, most of those people you've never heard about.
Oh no, because they're not, there's an aesthetic and there's a look that goes into mainstream media, and like, I mean, you could talk about the Gabby Petito's of the world, or the fact that Black women don't ever get searched for, or Indigenous women and stuff like that. There's so many statistics to that, and it's not a race thing. It's genuinely what the media puts out because they think that's what will get ratings. And there's just a lot more sympathy warranted for a blonde white girl than there is any other. Like I always like sit there and I say it as a joke, but I'm genuinely grateful that if I went missing, I know I'm going to get full media coverage. I know I'm going to be plastered everywhere, but I can't say the same for some of my friends who are minorities.
So kind of get you guys like excited for a conspiracy theory episode. So last night, the friends who I was with, they're expecting, very into conspiracy theories, as I am. We were talking about like how many kids go missing, and no one like ever like talks about it. But you walk into like a Walmart, and I don't know like if it's in all Walmarts, but like when you were younger and you walk into a Walmart, there was this huge board just like with tons of pins up of like kids' faces like missing. I'm like, how are this many kids going missing? And like,
we only hear about like 2 or 3. Yeah, it's insane.
Crazy.
Well, I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, and I'll tell you what, my girl Annie Elise, who I listen to regularly, I think we should tag her in this because I want her to know I talked about her. I love her. She's an icon. She is one of those true crimers too. Like everybody like in true crime normally posts like 1 video a week. Annie is on twice, 3 times a week. She always has a case. They always involve children. They're always different. Well, not always involve children, but like I'd say 50 to 80%. 50 to 80, that's a really big gap. 60 to 80% all have to do with like missing children or child abuse or something like that. And she's never out of cases. And that woman is posting like 3 to 4 times a week. Like it's insane. So people that cover that, I appreciate you guys doing it. I know way too many like obscure cases that I could just quote off the top of my head, but
Show me the dog cage.
This is the dog cage.
That is.
I'll screenshot it and post.
How do I?
It's like an old post, so you can't really look at it anymore.
No.
But I listed it. It's on my page.
That's weird.
And then, so that dude, we didn't talk again. I left, and he proceeded to call me up in January while I was in the van. I was like, when are you coming home? And I was like, literally in a year. You know I just left. He was a weirdo. He also was, like, really into, like, jiu-jitsu. I can never say that word. Jiu-jitsu. And I feel like, yeah, he could have beat my ass for sure. Beat my ass into the dog cage.
We gotta start doing jiu-jitsu.
We're going to kickboxing next week.
That's not jiu-jitsu.
We were supposed to go this week, but we didn't.
It really depends how my week goes, like with my situation, if I can go.
You're going.
Not if I'm gonna shit myself again. I'm not going.
You're going. Well, I feel like this was one of our longer episodes. We thought we were gonna be able to film 2 today. It doesn't look like
we were like, it's gonna be a mini episode. No. Never.
We had so much to dump out.
Thank you for listening to our trauma sesh.
Yeah, thank you. I know this was really not on theme or on topic for most of it.
I mean, a little about relationships. Don't fall for weird men.
Hey, relationships extend beyond the male-female dynamic. We can talk friendship, relationship. It's all the same. Anyways, tune in next week. We will see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.